More than 5,000 years ago, there was a city known as Babylon. It was the richest city in the ancient world. Its walls were strong, its markets were full of gold, and its people were famous for their wealth. But here is something interesting. Not everyone in Babylon was rich. Some people lived in luxury, while many others struggled every day. They worked hard, yet their pockets were always empty. They wondered, why does money come easily to some people, but never stays with us? This story is about that question. The Richest Man in Babylon is not just a book about money. It is a collection of simple stories that explain how wealth is created, why most people stay poor, and how anyone, yes anyone, can become financially strong. These lessons are told through the life of Arkad, the richest man in Babylon. Chapter 1: The Man Who Had Gold and the Men Who Did Not. In the great city of Babylon lived two friends. Their names were Bansir and Kabi. Bansir was a chariot builder. Kabi was a musician. They were skilled men. They worked hard every day. Yet they were always poor. One hot day, they sat together near the city walls, resting from their work. Bansir sighed deeply and said, "Kabi, why is it that we work so hard, yet have so little to show for it?" Kabi nodded. His face showed the same frustration. "I ask myself the same question," he replied. "Look at Arkad. He was once just like us, or no better than anyone. And now he is the richest man in Babylon." They both looked toward the city, where Arkad's grand house stood. Bansir continued, "If we are working just as hard as Arkad ever did, why do we not have gold like him?" This question bothered them deeply. They decided to find Arkad and ask him directly. Chapter 2: The Secret of Arkad. Arkad welcomed Bansir and Kabi kindly. He listened patiently as they spoke about their struggles. Then Arkad smiled and said something that changed their thinking forever. "I did not become rich because I earned more than you. I became rich because I kept part of what I earned." Bansir looked confused. "But we earn little. There is nothing left to keep." Arkad shook his head. "That is where you are wrong." He continued, "No matter how little you earn, a part of it must be yours to keep." Then Arkad revealed his first law of wealth. Backhand index pointing right, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. He explained it simply. If you earn 10 coins, do not spend all 10. Keep at least one for yourself. That one coin is the beginning of your wealth. Bansir protested, "But our expenses are already too much." Arkad replied calmly, "Expenses will always rise to match income, unless you control them." This was a powerful idea. Arkad was not talking about magic or luck. He was talking about discipline. Chapter 3: The Difference Between Desires and Necessities. Arkad then taught them something very important. He said, "Many people confuse desires with necessities." He explained that necessities are things you must have to live. Desires are things you want but do not truly need. Most people spend their money satisfying desires first. As a result, they never have anything left. Arkad said, "Control your expenses. Live below your means, and always pay yourself first." This idea shocked Bansir and Kabi. They had never thought about money in this way before. Chapter 4: Making Gold Multiply. Arkad did not stop there. He explained the second law of wealth. Backhand index pointing right, make your gold multiply. He said, "Gold must work for you. It must earn more gold." Arkad told them that he invested his saved coins carefully. He gave his money only to people who understood how to use it wisely. He warned them strongly, "Do not give your gold to people who promise quick profits. Gold runs away from foolish plans." This was a lesson about investment, not gambling. Chapter 5: A Hard Lesson Learned. Arkad shared a painful story from his own life. When he first began saving gold, he invested it poorly. He gave his gold to a man who claimed to know how to make jewels. But the man was dishonest. Arkad lost all his saved money. Instead of quitting, Arkad learned something valuable. Gold slips away from those who invest without knowledge. From that day forward, Arkad only invested where the risk was understood. The advisor was trustworthy. The investment produced real value. Chapter 6: Protecting Your Wealth. Then came the third law of wealth. Backhand index pointing right, guard your treasure from loss. Arkad explained, many people earn and save money, but they lose it because they are careless. He advised, avoid risky schemes, avoid greed, avoid people who want to get rich fast. True wealth grows slowly and safely. Chapter 7, The Power of Ownership. Arkad also spoke about owning a home. He believed that paying rent forever keeps you poor. Owning your home gives stability. It reduces long-term expenses. He said, a man who owns his home feels secure. His family is protected. This was another step toward financial independence. Chapter 8, Preparing for the Future. Next came the fourth law of wealth. Backhand index pointing right, ensure a future income. Arkad explained that wealth is not just for today. People must prepare for old age, illness, family security. He encouraged long-term planning and steady investments. Chapter 9, The Most Important Investment. Finally, Arkad shared the fifth law of wealth. Backhand index pointing right, increase your ability to earn. He said, the more wisdom you gain, the more gold you can earn. Learning new skills, gaining knowledge, and improving oneself were essential. Part 1 Summary Message. By the end of this conversation, Bansir and Kabi realized something powerful. They were not poor because they earned little. They were poor because they did not manage money wisely. Arkad's message was clear. Wealth is built through habits, not luck. Chapter 10, The Desire for Gold. Babylon was a city filled with gold. Its markets were busy, its houses were strong, and its people dreamed of wealth. Yet, many people in Babylon remained poor. They worked hard every day, but money never stayed with them. Arkad often said, gold comes only to those who understand its ways. Many people believe that if they earned more money, their problems would disappear. But Arkad knew the truth. More money does not solve money problems. Better habits do. Chapter 11, The 5 Laws of Gold, told as a story. One day, Arkad gathered the people of Babylon in a large courtyard. He stood before them and said, I will share with you the 5 laws that govern gold. These laws work in every land and in every time. Law 1, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. Arkad spoke slowly so everyone could understand. Gold comes to those who save at least a part of what they earn. He explained with a simple example. If you earn 10 coins and spend all 10, you will always remain poor. Saving was not about how much you earned. It was about discipline. Pay yourself first, then live on what remains. Law 2, make your gold multiply. Arkad continued, saved gold must be put to work. Gold that sits idle grows lazy. Gold should be invested in businesses, land, skilled people who know how to grow it. But Arkad warned them, never give your gold to someone who does not understand it. Law 3, guard your treasure from loss. Arkad raised his voice slightly. Gold flees from those who chase quick profits. He warned against greed, get-rich-quick schemes, false promises of guaranteed returns. Protection of wealth is as important as creating it. Law 4, make your home a profitable investment. Many people in Babylon paid rent all their lives. Arkad explained, a man who owns his home stands on strong ground. Owning a home reduces long-term expenses, gives peace to the family, creates stability. It was not luxury, it was wisdom. Law 5, increase your ability to earn. Arkad saved the most important lesson for last. The greatest investment you can make is in yourself. Those who learn new skills, improve their knowledge, become better at their work, naturally increase their income over time. Chapter 12, The Man Who Lost His Inherited Gold. In Babylon lived a man named Zabad. He inherited a great amount of gold from his father. At first, he felt powerful and free. He thought, I will never need to work again. Zabad spent his gold on luxury, gambling, poor investments. Within a few years, everything was gone. Arkad later said, gold leaves the hands of those who do not respect it. Chapter 13, The Story of Dabasir the Slave. There was once a man named Dabasir. He had been a free man, earning good money. But he loved pleasure and spent without thinking. Debt slowly trapped him. Eventually, Dabasir became a slave. One day, he met Arkad and told him his story. Arkad listened carefully and said, "Your chains are not of iron. They are made of poor habits." Arkad gave him a simple plan. Save a part of every earning. Pay debts honestly, little by little. Control expenses. Dabasir followed this plan with discipline. Over time, his debts disappeared. His freedom returned. His dignity was restored. Chapter 14, The True Enemy, Debt. Arkad taught, debt steals your future before it arrives. Debt forces a man to work for the past, lose freedom, live in constant stress. Freedom begins when debt is controlled. Chapter 15, Wealth is Built by Habits. Arkad ended his teaching with a powerful truth. Wealth is not a gift. It is the result of daily habits, saving, learning, investing, and discipline. These small actions, repeated daily, create great wealth. Part 2 message for the listener. Gold does not respond to wishes. Gold responds to wisdom and patience. Those who rush remain poor. Those who grow slowly become rich. Chapter 16, Dabasir's Promise to Himself. When Dabasir returned to Babylon as a free man, he was no longer the careless spender he once was. His past as a slave had changed him forever. He said to himself, "I will never again allow money to control my life. I will control my money." Dabasir understood one powerful truth. Freedom begins in the mind before it appears in life. Chapter 17, A New Life with New Habits. Dabasir began working honestly. His income was small at first, but his habits were strong. Every time he received money, he divided it carefully. One part for saving, one part for daily needs, one part for paying debts. Even when his earnings increased, he did not increase his lifestyle. This self-control became his greatest strength. Chapter 18, How Dabasir Paid His Debts. Dabasir met each of his creditors. He did not hide. He did not make excuses. He told them, "I will pay you all. Give me time, and I will be honest." Most creditors respected his courage. They agreed to receive small payments regularly. Dabasir learned, an honest plan removes fear. Step by step, his debts disappeared. Chapter 19, The First Seed of Wealth. After clearing his debts, Dabasir focused on building wealth. He remembered Arkad's words. Gold grows only for those who protect it. He invested only where the risk was clear. The return was reasonable. The people were skilled. There were no shortcuts, only patience. Chapter 20, The Test of Temptation. As Dabasir's wealth slowly grew, temptation returned. People came to him with exciting promises. Fast profits, big returns, no effort. But Dabasir remembered his past pain. He refused every foolish offer. "I have paid too high a price to be careless again." Wisdom protected his gold. Chapter 21, The Golden Truth About Wealth. Arkad later spoke about Dabasir's success. He said, "This man did not become rich because of luck. He became rich because he changed his habits." Wealth, Arkad explained, comes to those who respect money, control their desires, think long-term. Chapter 22, The Story of Rodin the Spearmaker. Another man in Babylon was Rodin, a skilled spearmaker. One day, he earned 50 pieces of gold. Instead of spending them, he went to Arkad for advice. Arkad told him, "Keep your gold safe until you learn how to use it wisely." Rodin ignored this advice. He invested his gold with a friend who promised great returns. The gold was lost. Rodin returned ashamed. Arkad said gently, "Experience is a hard teacher, but a wise one." Chapter 23, Learning Before Earning. Arkad taught a deep lesson. First learn how gold grows. Then ask gold to grow for you. Many people fail not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack understanding. Knowledge comes before profit. Chapter 24, Time is the True Builder of Wealth. Arkad often reminded people, gold grows quietly over time. Wealth is not created in days or months. It is created over years. Small, consistent actions beat big, careless moves. Chapter 25, A City That Learned Wisdom. As Babylon followed Arkad's teachings, the city changed. More people became financially stable, debt-free, confident. Babylon's wealth grew not by chance, but by wisdom shared. Chapter 26, The Final Message of Arkad. In his final teaching, Arkad said, "Where determination leads, opportunity follows." He reminded everyone, gold flows toward those who are prepared. Part 3 message for the listener. You do not need luck to become wealthy. You need discipline, patience, and wisdom. Money obeys habits. Change your habits, and money will follow. Chapter 27, The Quiet Power of Consistency. Arkad often said that the greatest power in the world is not strength, luck, or intelligence. It is consistency. Many people start with excitement. Very few continue with discipline. Arkad explained, gold rewards those who do the right things again and again, even when no one is watching. Saving one coin every time may feel small, but over years, that small habit becomes powerful. Wealth is not created by one big decision. It is created by many small correct decisions. Chapter 28, Why Most People Fail with Money. Arkad spoke honestly about failure. He said most people fail with money for 3 reasons. They spend before they save. They invest before they learn. They desire wealth without discipline. Money does not respond to wishes. Money responds to behavior. People often blame low income, bad economy, bad luck. But Arkad said, the real problem is not outside. The real problem is inside. Chapter 29, Desire without control is dangerous. Desire is powerful. It can push a man forward, or it can destroy him. Arkad warned, uncontrolled desire is the enemy of wealth. People see others living rich lives and want the same results, without the same habits. They chase luxury before stability, pleasure before security. This leads to stress, debt, and regret. Controlled desire, however, leads to freedom. Chapter 30, The Difference Between a Dreamer and a Builder. Arkad once said something unforgettable. A dreamer sees the palace. A builder lays one brick every day. Dreamers talk about money. Builders work quietly. Dreamers wait for the perfect moment. Builders start with what they have. Gold follows builders. Chapter 31, Wealth and Peace of Mind. Arkad never said wealth was only about money. He believed true wealth includes peace of mind, security for family, freedom of choice. A wealthy man sleeps without fear. A poor man worries even when resting. Money, when managed wisely, removes fear. When mismanaged, it creates fear. Chapter 32, Teaching the Next Generation. Arkad taught his children the same lessons. He did not give them gold without wisdom. He said, gold without wisdom is a curse. Instead, he taught them how to save, how to think, how to wait. This ensured that his wealth would not disappear in one generation. Chapter 33, Why Time is Your Greatest Ally. Time is often ignored. Arkad said, time and gold are friends. Those who start early gain the greatest reward. Those who delay lose the most opportunity. Even small savings grow large when time is allowed to work. Patience is not weakness. Patience is strategy. Chapter 34, Wealth is Built in Silence. Arkad noticed something important. The richest people often speak the least about their wealth. They do not show off. Do not compete. Do not rush. They allow their results to speak. Noise attracts attention. Silence attracts growth. Chapter 35, The Final Test of Character. Every wealthy person faces a final test. The test is not about earning money. It is about keeping wisdom when money arrives. Greed appears again. Ego appears again. Arkad warned, gold tests a man more than poverty. Those who pass this test keep their wealth. Those who fail return to struggle. Chapter 36, The Last Words of Arkad. In his old age, Arkad gathered the people one last time. His voice was calm. His words were simple. He said, "Wealth is possible for any man who understands it." He continued, "Start where you are. Save what you can. Learn before you invest. Protect what you earn, and allow time to do its work." Then he said, "If you do these things, gold will come to you as naturally as water flows downhill." Final message to the listener, audiobook ending. You do not need to be special to become wealthy. You need to be disciplined. You do not need luck. You need patience. You do not need shortcuts. You need habits. Gold follows wisdom. Freedom follows discipline. And remember, a part of all you earn is yours to keep.